78 days ago, liberals took to the streets across this country to protest no kings. Okay, got it. 78 days later, those same liberals are back in the streets, and now they're demanding that a dictator be released from jail. Am I missing something here? I mean, Obama killed bin Laden. No congressional approval. Obama invaded Libya and killed Gaddafi, leaving that entire section of the world in upheaval. No congressional approval. Joe Biden took out an Al-Qaeda leader. No congressional approval. Donald Trump, the not a king, extracted a ruthless, vicious, vile, criminal dictator who killed his own people, extracted him, brought him back alive to face justice, to be placed on trial, and the Democrats and the liberals and the media are losing their collective minds over it. What have we missed? Hi, I'm Pastor Marty, and this is the Afternoon Drive. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That'll give you notification of my rants, my ravings, my undeniable, flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. Make sure that you smack the bell, click the word all. That helps us with getting notifications out. And remember, here and only here will you get, well, I can't say it, so just heed the warning.
Warning, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, by now you are aware that over the weekend, the United States military pulled off something so absolutely incredible. And there are certain aspects of it that the media is not picking up on. The fact that Russia had given billions, that's billions with a B, billions of dollars worth of their military technology to Venezuela to protect Maduro. You know, anti-aircraft, etc., etc., etc. And the U.S. military literally blitzed it into non-existence. Went in, extracted Maduro, while trying to get into his safe room that we were prepared to take out anyway, both he and his wife, and he's now in a Brooklyn jail after having been defiant in court today and the judge turning off his microphone. Because, you know, he's innocent, and how dare his sovereignty be rejected like this? And you've got libloons, and you've got AOC and Bernie Sanders and Chuck E. Cheese Schumer demanding answers, and that we have absolutely violated the sovereignty of another nation because Trump is a war criminal pig. Okay, the pig known as Biden opened up our borders and allowed our sovereignty to be invaded. People like Riley Gaines, who lost her life because of one of the criminals that Maduro purposely released into our country, savagely killed her. These Venezuelan gangs that are taking over apartment complexes, that are raping and killing, all here because Maduro put them here, on top of all of the drugs, because he is a narco drug lord himself, the tens of thousands of Americans who have died because of Maduro drugs that are here. I don't remember the Democrats screaming about Venezuela invading our sovereignty with that. In fact, Joe Biden put a 25 or was it a $50 million bounty on Maduro's head. Hey, does Donald Trump get to claim that now? Well, he's going to run the country. I don't remember this meltdown when Obama, I keep losing track which Democrat has done more regime changes. I've lost track when there was this meltdown when Obama took out Gaddafi and Libya was put in a state of upheaval, which in turn became a chain reaction throughout the Middle East being in upheaval. Now, I said in my first commentary on this, I was concerned that this not become another protracted war. But do you understand the precision military operation that really took place? These people have been freed from a dictator, and the amazing thing is we got all kinds of video of millions of Venezuelans taking to the streets in Venezuela and in places like Miami, Florida, celebrating what Donald Trump did. Venezuelans even saying, I can't believe I have to say thank you to President Trump. Don't like President Trump, but thank you, President Trump. Thank you. And the Democrats, once again, on the wrong side of history here. He just wants the oil. Well, what he wants to do is rebuild the infrastructure of the oil. Because number one, Venezuela was the third wealthiest country in that part of the world prior to they decided in, 2001, let's give socialism a try over income inequality. And in one generation, they're suffering from the burden of 300% inflation. Let that sink in. Then there's Tim Walz.
Governor Walz, you said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year. Can you explain that discrepancy?
Yeah, well, and to the folks out there who didn't get at the top of this, now look, my community knows who I am. They saw where I was at. Look, I will be the first to tell you, I have poured my heart into my community. I've tried to do the best I can, but I've not been perfect, and I'm a knucklehead at times.
Governor, just to follow up on that, the question was, can you explain the discrepancy?
All I said on this is I got there that summer and misspoke on this. So I will just, that's what I've said.
He is out of the race. He is not going to seek re-election, and he couldn't. Even Democrats, even people like Amy Klobuchar, senator from Minnesota, had to go to Minnesota and have a closed-door meeting and let him know, you are a drag on the ticket. You think? Tampon Tim? You guys, because you saw that he got some progressive policies through, you put him on the ticket as the VP, and what a disaster train wreck. He's going to show America that Democrats can appeal to real, men. He comes out on stage. Hi, everybody. Hi. What man waves with both hands? He was a coach. He was a jockstrap picker-upper. A volunteer team dad, like a team mom. Made sure there was snacks. Wasn't a coach. Didn't have the military ranking or record, and when it was time for his troops to deploy, he retired. He wasn't in Tiananmen Square. And by his own admission in his debate with J.D. Vance, he's a knucklehead. Yeah, he's a knucklehead, all right. He's incompetent and he's corrupt. And this whole meltdown, breakdown, exposure of the hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fraud and a chunk of it right there in Minnesota. You know, when you saw even liberals making memes and videos, and you saw people making videos after we saw the Leering Center exposed for what it was, Nick Shirley's videos, and CNN going after Nick rather than the fraud, then all of a sudden everybody started making videos about it. And I promise you, especially, you know, some of the black guys that were making those videos, they weren't Trump supporters. But when you lose the culture, it's over. And I told you in previous videos about this issue in Minnesota. This is going to be real easy for the American voter to wrap his head around, because with the video, they could see it. They could see the fraud. They could see these dumps that had, you know, temporary signage out, and then to find out that there were no kids there, and they were receiving tens of millions of dollars and $500,000 cars parked in the parking lot. And even the dude that came out in the Yankee hat to talk about his place being broken into and records being stolen. Shazam, Batman. 24 hours after the Department of Homeland Security said turn him over, he gets robbed. And he's standing there in a pair of $3,000 glasses. But he's in it for the children. This is all for the children. Democrats in Minnesota for 15 years have been trying to talk about the fraud going on. But Tampon Tim and his ilk wouldn't hear it because, wink, wink, they wanted the Somali people. They didn't want to be accused of being racist. He redid the state flag to resemble the Somali flag. That's Tim Walz, and now he's out. Because Amy Klobuchar basically set him straight and said, you can't win. You're a drag on the ticket. And every Democrat in this country is now going to be connected to you because you were the VP. What a fall from grace. And all I can say is, yeah, baby, yeah. Kamala can keep posting her drunken rants about what she thinks about Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, Kamala Camille thinks she's a Hottie Harris. You vice hoe, you're done. You'll never be elected to anything again. Tim Walz, done. Now it's time to see Adam Schiff and some of these other people that absolutely decided to go lawfare against Donald Trump. It's time to see them finally face justice for what they did. And as Marco Rubio said, you would think our enemies around the world would realize that Donald Trump is not just one who rattles a saber and makes a threat like previous presidents. Donald Trump makes good on it. F around, find out. Hey, Dems, you think there might be some retribution coming your way for what you did to Donald Trump the 4 years he was out of office? And do you think maybe, just maybe, he's having some of the success he's having right now is because, number one, it's what the American people wanted and voted for, and some of the deep state has moved out of the way and cleared a path for him because he let him have one little skirmish down in Venezuela. There, you can. We're not going to have a protracted war, but you want to use up some equipment and be able to bill the American government for more equipment. All right, I'll give you your little skirmish down there. Dumbest thing you did was keep Donald Trump from rightfully receiving the victory that he got in 2020. And all you did was wake a sleeping giant and fill him with a terrible resolve, and you let him have those 4 years to get educated how your swamp works. And what you really don't like is he's turned the swamp right back around on you. He has defunded all of the special little programs that you were using to fund the things that you do through USAID and other waste, and Doge exposed it. And now we're seeing even the grift on daycare, the services that we must provide for children. You've been exposed. The vast majority of the American people get it. Not just the conservatives, but more importantly, the independents. They see it now. They get it. And then you take to the streets and demand a dictator who killed his own people, starved his own people, has thrust them into a 300% inflation rate. And you're merchant because Donald Trump hasn't brought the gas prices down fast enough or a gallon of milk at the supermarket fast enough. What he's trying to do is make the world safe so that America can be safe. Oh, 2026, gonna be a great year. For those of you that might be wondering, is this guy really a pastor? Why don't you come pay us a visit the next time you're in Macon, Georgia? I'd love to see you. I'll save you a seat.